The whole premise of the game is that one of the animatronics that you're watching is haunted. You have to figure out which of the animatronics is haunted and suss that animatronic out because it is the imposter. Today we're going to be doing a discussion. Today's discussion is going to be on a FNAF fan game. Now, I've already covered FNAF either 1 or 2 times on this channel so far, so it's not completely out of the question to be covering some FNAF fan content. And this will hopefully be the closest thing I ever get to covering drama, because I really don't like drama. I don't like community drama. I don't like creator drama. I don't want to be a drama channel. So this is probably the closest to actual drama I will cover because it involves an actual product. I'm not here to shit on the creators involved, and I'm not here to get involved in this drama at all. I am not an authority figure and should not be treated as one.
Yeah. No.
No moral grandstanding or anything, just talking about what happened. So, there is a game called Juniors, and it is based off of the Juniors location that was hinted at in, I want to believe it was the Pizzeria Simulator. There was a place called Juniors that was in one of the mini games, and this is supposed to be based off of that. The animatronics go for a more practical, real-world design, where it looks like actual animatronics. I like the aesthetic of it. The whole premise of the game is that one of the animatronics that you're watching is haunted. You have to figure out which of the animatronics is haunted, and suss that animatronic out because it is the imposter, and you have to fix up all the other animatronics so their hostility meter doesn't go up and they kill you. But if you end up trying to repair the haunted animatronic, you will immediately be killed. So only one animatronic is out to kill you because it's haunted, the rest are out to kill you because they're broken. That is the premise of the game. There's other stuff to it, a lot of other stuff to it, but that's all we really know about it because we can't really play it right now, and that's the whole big problem and the reason why this video is being made.
I think it's really cool and really interesting. Part of it reminds me of Phasmophobia, and I really like the aspect of it. It's different. It's not all of the animatronics are haunted. You have to suss the one out.
Yeah. I think that this is a really good concept, and I kind of wish someone would do something similar, but where, like, and I know this is me asking too much, I kind of wish someone would do this, but, like, where you have one human controlling the haunted animatronic as a multiplayer game. That'd be really cool. I'd like that.
That'd be so fun.
Like, everyone is a security guard, but one person is an animatronic, and one of the animatronics is haunted, and you have to figure out which one's your friend. That'd be really interesting, and I'd like that, but it probably won't ever happen.
No, unfortunately. But I do like that concept, so maybe.
But, I really like the concept of this game. Phasmophobia is a fun game. I played it a lot a while back. I was really attached to it. It actually made me really terrified, and no game has actually made me terrified, but that one does. I had to stop playing it because my anxiety kept acting up, but yeah,
That's why I haven't played it.
that game is genuinely terrifying, and it is a really good detective game, and when the ghosts appear, you actually feel like you're dying. But, I want a Phasmophobia-like FNAF game. I'd love to play this game, but unfortunately, I can't play it because the creator is holding it hostage. The creator of Juniors, and is where the drama starts getting mixed into it, is a guy named Romanov, or Romanov. It's a pun name, but he is the creator of this, and the reason why he's not releasing this is because something called Peargate. Now, Peargate is not anything involving the annoying orange like you may think it is. Peargate is instead something that happened a while back where several prominent FNAF fan creators decided to sabotage the projects that were being worked on through the fan creator initiative that Scott, the creator of FNAF, had. Scott has done a really good thing where he is giving people the chance to make fan games for free, but he pays them to develop them, and he gets all the merchandising rights, which is a really good deal, and these people are lucky to have this being done. Well, apparently these jerks, which is what they are jerks, they are assholes, they were making their own fan games, and they hadn't gotten accepted in yet. So they decided to gather information, do ops to get this information, and then they were going to release it to hurt the people in the fan initiative. And it's really messed up, and the people involved are Ultra Knight, who was making a game called Chompers, and Malicious, who was making a project called Readjusted, and then of course Romanoff, who's making Juniors. Now, if this video does well and people want to know more about the other games, we might talk about the other games. As far as I'm aware, they are probably canceled too. But these guys were running optics, befriending people in all of these fucking fan games, gathering up information on that, gathering up their docs, gathering up information on Scott, like just getting his wedding photos and wedding videos to try to use against him and other people. And they were acting like total internet badasses, like Anonymous, acting like they could actually do something and achieve something, while preparing to actively leave the community and burn all the bridges if this ever went south. Which is kind of what happened, and why I believe Romanoff won't fucking release Juniors. So
probably not.
Apparently Romanoff has an issue with a guy named Kane, in particular, who made Pop Goes, which is a game in the Fanverse initiative. I don't really think it's interesting looking, but I think I'll give it a try when it comes out. But apparently they both had an artist named L working on their projects, and this caused some internal conflict between the people involved, and this ended up causing a lot of issues. Now, L wasn't working on Romanoff's creation, he was instead working on Chompers, but they all know each other, so they all had a vendetta, and they were all out to get each other. The guy who's making Pop Goes is completely innocent as far as I'm aware of. It was these other guys organizing to take him down. And the irony of it all is that the people who were doing this because they were spiteful that they weren't getting into the fan game initiative, they were actually up for consideration to get in. They were almost about to get in, but now because of this, they've been rejected.
As they should be, because this kind of behavior should not be fucking acceptable.
So these people did this out of spite. They're a part of a community where the creator is so fucking helpful. He's willing to actually build people up off of his IP. And they're trying to fucking throw this back in his face and hurt him and hurt the people in their community. And it gets worse. It gets worse. So all Romanoff had to do was release his game. As far as I'm aware, his game is either done or almost done. All he had to do was release his game. But instead, this motherfucker puts a DRM in his game, and DRM is anti-piracy codes, and it's basically a malware. And the way that he's got it set up is that he has a notepad that has the current release codes on it, and if your build doesn't match his codes, your game can't boot up. So people who have the current build can't even boot it up because it's not his current build with his codes. So people are having to reverse engineer this and decompile it just to get the game that they have saved working. Meanwhile, Romanoff is saying that he's going to release the actual game soon, which has been over a month and he hasn't done it. And people are afraid that when he does release the game, if he does release the game, it'll have even more DRM. And this is a real fucking fright because This has happened in the Friday Night Funkin' community, where people injected Friday Night Funkin' mods with malware. This happened in the Sonic community, where people injected a Sonic fighting game with malware. This has happened in a lot of different fan communities. This is a real problem that could happen in the FNAF fandom, and it kind of already did happen in the FNAF fandom a while back. And this fucker was hacking YouTube channels with his malware. So what stops this guy from putting malware in his game?
Exactly. And even if he doesn't do malware, which, I mean, he put DR in there, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Who's to say if he does release it, he doesn't drastically change it so it's just a big middle finger to everyone, just a big FU.
I mean, that's a possibility. It's just really sad because this guy was respected in his community. He was making a highly anticipated fan game, a fan game that looked really good and was pushing the limits of what fan games could be. And then he fucked it up. And this is something that I've noticed with the FNAF community a lot, which is why I've wanted to do videos on the FNAF community, but I really don't want to cover drama.
No.
They're eating their own. They're eating their own more than any other community. The same thing happened with the guy who was making the FNAF VHS stuff. He ended up making posts that made everyone turn on him because he was doing some really fucked up stuff. Like he basically kind of faked the suicide of his friend.
Wait, like, what? He did that?
Yeah. He implied that his friend was dead. And it was so people would appreciate his struggle dealing with depression. And it was really messed up. And after that, the original creator of the FNAF VHS stuff said, "You're not allowed to remake my stuff anymore." And this stuff keeps happening. And I think the problem with FNAF is it's a bunch of kids. They're a bunch of teenagers. They have the opportunity and now the skills because it's so easy to create stuff nowadays. These people are more skilled than most adults nowadays.
Yeah.
And they forget that they're kids. And kids are going to act like this. And we see that this is what's happening. And if the FNAF community wants their stuff to thrive, they need to learn to put this petty shit behind them. They need to start having more stricter control over who gets information. You need to stop trusting as many people, and you need to start having strict guidelines on what could happen. Because in the Sonic community, they banned the guy who put fucking malware in his fucking Sonic fighting game. In other communities, like the Friday Night Funkin' community, the guy got banned for injecting malware in his shit. So there needs to be strict rules, and it shouldn't even be the question of when is fucking Romanoff gonna release his game. It should be Romanoff's game was already released by the community, or Romanoff's game won't be released because he is banned from everything for doing this. It shouldn't be up to question. It should have already been decided what you guys were doing with this guy. I get that your fandom is new, this community is new, and you don't really know what you're doing yet. But you need to start gatekeeping, and you need to start actually like doing quality control, because if you don't, your community is going to go to shit real fast.
Yeah, because I can understand wanting to share your ideas and what you're working on, what you have complete around with friends and other people that are also working on stuff to bounce ideas off each other. I think that's a good way to drive creativity and everything, but you also have to be careful because really you don't know everyone that's behind the scenes. You don't know if someone has malicious intent.
Yeah, and I think the main takeaway for this video should be is that not the stuff that happened in Peargate, because this isn't a Peargate video. The thing is that the guy Romanoff, who's making the game Juniors, if he is to watch this video, he needs to release his game. I know that it's either done or almost done.
Yeah, because it was stated to release soon.
It was dated to release last month.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do to get this game out, and then leave the FNAF community. Like, what you've done is going to be really hard to redeem yourself from. Release your game and be done with this. Don't continue to be spiteful. You've already hurt enough people. People are still hyped about this project. People still want to see it finished. The
People
Chompers
worked hard
game
on
is
it.
completely screwed.
Yeah.
Your game still has a chance. So release what you've got. Quit fucking meandering around. Quit making people wait. Quit playing these mind games. Do what you gotta do. Give back to your community and fuck off. That's all I've gotta say. Quit holding this game hostage. Do what you gotta do and leave. I'm not here to fucking judge you. I don't care what your motives were. I don't care what beef you had. Give back to the community that made you and go.